Welcome to another porn-free FAQ, and in this one we are tackling the topic of, will quitting porn cure my unwanted fetish? And the short answer is, yeah, probably. A good chance it'll either cure it or at least significantly reduce the intensity of it. Now, in order to give a little bit more in-depth answer, we got to make some distinctions here. All right, there's a distinction between a natural fetish and a porn-induced fetish, all right? So a natural fetish is something that even without porn, you would be attracted to, okay? And so, for example, that could be like, for guys, it could be, breasts, all right? You could argue that the majority of men have some form of a breast fetish, meaning like they find breasts attractive, and that's relatively normal, and for other guys, maybe, it's like a foot thing or whatever. It's something that you've had since you were a little kid, and whether it's from just due to your genetics or some part of your early upbringing, you've got this kind of thing. That's what I would call a natural fetish, right? But then on the other end of the spectrum, you have porn-induced fetishes, and these are things that fetishes you would not have had without exposure to porn. So if you're hooked on some kind of niche form of pornography, then that's a porn-induced fetish, because without porn, you wouldn't even know that crap existed, let alone be completely hooked on it, okay? But in both cases, quitting porn can heal it. All right, it's more obvious in the porn-induced fetish why that would be so, because it's like, all right, well, you stop exposing yourself to that stuff, you start living in a world without it, then all of a sudden, your brain's attachment to that thing will fade. Okay, so do the work, go through the reboot. The porn-induced fetishes almost always just disappear. Often they outright disappear, and in almost every case, the intensity of them decreases significantly. Okay. Now, for the natural fetish, you might be like, well, that won't go away. That's just a part of who I am. Well, kind of, all right, because porn seriously exacerbates those kinds of natural fetishes. All right, so let's see how this might work. All right, imagine that you're a guy and you like boobs. All right, and before porn, any boob will do. They're all exciting. They're all great. Okay, but as you start watching porn, you start to build a preference, a taste. Your brain starts to build a hierarchy of the best boob. And so instead of just, any boob doing it for you, now you need to like zero in on certain sizes and shapes and things like that. And so, after you masturbate to that kind of stuff, to those thousands of images, your taste becomes even more refined. And all of a sudden now you need to have the perfect boob all the time, and you can't even look at anything else. And so, you've taken a natural attraction to breasts and you've morphed it into this, super, specific kind of, attraction. It needs to be perfect. And like, if it's not, then it's not even interesting to you. And that would be, the result, what I would call a porn-induced inflation of a natural fetish. Okay. And so you take out the porn, then all of a sudden that obsession is going to go down. And this can happen with sexual acts, where maybe any sexual act was exciting to you at first, but now you need this hyper-specific thing of like, a midget riding a pony and smacking you with a diaper pail or something like that. I don't know. There's some crazy shit out there, and people get hooked on it. And it doesn't mean that you're screwed up or anything. It just means that was the path of escalation that you took. And I don't know, maybe you are a little screwed up. I don't know. But like, you can't look at what you're hooked on in porn and draw, crazy conclusions about who you are as a person. Because sometimes your brain, you can't control what you find exciting. And sometimes it's the shocking taboo stuff that your brain finds exciting. And, so you can end up actually becoming attracted to things that you kind of abhor. And that's the truth. That's the truth. You really don't like it. It's just that, it creates a neurochemical cocktail of like excitement when you do something taboo sometimes. So that's why sexual preferences can morph and change and go down crazy routes. And so if you cut out the porn and you like let your brain and your sexual circuits go through a healing period, almost always this is going to cause a complete, cure for the problem, or at least a significant decrease in the intensity of it. So that's what I have for you guys today. Hope you found this useful. Stay sharp. See you in the next one. If you're ready to kick your porn habit and start thriving in real life rather than living in a fantasy, then check out my free Reboot Regimen Guide by clicking the link in the description. In it, I'll teach you the system of simple lifestyle and habit shifts that I've used to help thousands of guys quit porn and transform their lives. Also, if you want to see more content like this, then you just need to press 2 buttons, the subscribe button and then the bell button to turn on notifications. And if you could leave a like while you're at it, I'd really appreciate it.